Hey guys, here's so back here with your daily Fortnite, Apex, GTA, and sales streams and more. Today I got such a Fortnite stream for you guys featuring the Spartan Assassin. Stroke the flames of battle and watch your enemies fall. Now we're gonna be copying this skin now. I am at some point gonna cop the Deathstroke skin, but it might not be for this stream because a new skin came out. Where is he? There he is. Now, I got the comic for the code for this, but it's not giving it to me, so I don't want to buy it yet. So that's why I'm not going to buy a set yet, but for the other one, we're going to be playing as the other skin. So yeah. We're going to be copying her, playing as her. I want to get the pickaxe, but I'll think about it. I'm sorry if I don't talk a lot, my asthma has been acting up, so I feel like I need to breathe more. We're gonna be doing some quests today too. Damn. I think my Switch is dead. It is. That means we gotta start off with some solos. Or we could do Arsenal squads.
This fucking did fucking dumbass.
What?
Look what I just fucking did. I'm a dumbass.
How do you do that?
I was going to go upstairs from downstairs, and you know the doorway between right as you're going downstairs and that big thing, and then you're going into that other room.
Yeah.
Kick that fucking. There's like a little concrete thing, just a little.
A ledge thing that you have to step over. Damn.
Fucking concrete thing. I kicked it.
Damn.
Split my nail wide open.
You split your nail.
It was bleeding at the tip right there.
Oh yeah. Damn, dude.
It's all numb.
It's numb?
Yeah.
The season ends on June 8th, so yeah. Basically got like not even a week anymore to get it done. That's gotta hurt. Someone just took my kill. Yeah, I know. It's coming to an end real fast. And my birthday's coming up real fast too. Dude, you guys are fucking cowards. They're going right up to the vent. My gun went shoot. Someone stole your life? Why am I landing with all these people? Dude, oh, I thought I still had a pump. My birthday is June 7th. So my birthday is the day before the new season will start that night. I really don't want to be up here. I can't get a kill. This isn't even a regular arsenal. I know. Oh shit, I missed the wall, okay. I keep killing myself. Don't think I can be there for your B-Day. I don't even know if I'm gonna stream on my birthday. Probably gonna stream on the 8th for a birthday stream, so it could be a special Fortnite stream, you know? Dude, what? Oh, I thought. The house! Go down, go down! That's a bad person. Yeah. Man, you try getting a sniper after not using a sniper for like months. have no mech. I need a different gun than a freaking sniper. Alright, have fun making brownies. I just want to get rid of the sniper. Finally, it's gone. Oh, it's my teammate. Good job, homie. Got one. Got you too. Gotcha. Gotcha too. Gotcha. Damn. And we've got this thing sucks. Damn, man, this gun sucks. Gotcha. These guns don't suck, but I was already low. God. Gotcha. Uh-oh. There's... Someone's got a whole lot of kills from that. I can't. I didn't even know what gun I had at that point. Gotcha. My game not lag. Gotcha. I'm so bad at this gun. I can't kill anybody apparently. Yeah, we can't get a kill if people keep stealing them. Why do I suck at this gun? This gun literally sucks and we're gonna lose. Yep. We got the Bob Raz. So should we talk about aliens? I mean, we all know that aliens are going to begin a season. Or next season, I meant. And if we go to Coral Crops. There's something special there. Why is my game lagging? see this right here? That means aliens are coming. They're basically already here. You can now get infected by aliens, but it is highly doubtful that happens, so. I need to talk to Raz. Dude, he wants us to do so much stuff. To be honest, I could have had this done already, but I didn't really do these quests. We gotta go to the spire. Give me apples. Give me all the coins. Okay, what's crazy? Now we gotta go back. I know there's a big pond. I don't think I have time to do this quest. No, I don't. Frick. I got him. Welcome back, Bionic. Yeah, I'm moving. I'm not worried, I got corn. I wasn't even by you guys, but okay. My wall didn't place. Okay, buddy. Why don't you like jump off a cliff and die? I'm not gonna miss this season, to be honest. It was good. It was here. But I'm done with it. Awesome, Bella. Awesome. Finally got your own, finally gonna have your own Xbox. Red. Dun dun dun. Wait, now what? I guess we could try to win the game now. Not quite, no. I know I am gonna have people over though on my birthday, so, and it's gonna be a sleepover probably, so. But if we do go to Dave & Buster's, people might have to bring some money for themselves, that's all I know. Ready? Imagine. Game's lagging. You're starting at Taco Bell in 2 weeks? Are you gonna have 2 jobs, or are you just quitting McDonald's? Mari, I know you've been subbed, and I did subscribe to you. I already did. I swear to God, I know I'm subscribed to you. Ah, okay. They're crap. He's dead, okay. I see you. Apparently I can't. There we go. Lag. Or froze? Oh, I'm like, or froze. Oh my god, there's a llama. Why is everybody in the same spot? Everybody's in the same spot. I'm not even kidding. Can't see with the trees in the way. Alright, first dub of the stream. $14 wins too. Not bad. Yeah, supplementary quest. We're almost here, and then we'll be done. It's still haven't unlocked him yet. Do I think Fortnite is dying? Honestly, yes and no. And here's why. Give me 1 second to catch my breath. No, yes, for one, yes, I say yes because lots of people have not been liking Fortnite lately. They think it's dying. They want more content. They don't know what it's doing, and lots of people aren't playing it anymore. And no, because lots of people do like Fortnite still, like the content they're bringing, and like what's happening with it. So, and honestly, half and half, Fortnite is and isn't dying. And like, it just depends if you still like it or not. But it basically is starting to die. Thank you, Spartan Assassin. Man, like it. No, I didn't. Fuck. I have to follow up with all the Jonesies? Are you kidding me? I agree with you. I do know that there is a Jonesy at Lazy Lake, so. Oh my god, Bionic.
Yep.
Hello.
Do you feel like talking while you're streaming?
I mean, it's not that I don't feel like talking while streaming, it's just I just don't feel like I have a lot of breath lately.
Is something wrong?
I don't know. Quincy's gonna take me to the doctor's tomorrow.
Have you been taking your medicine?
Yeah.
Like, while you're in, like, time periods you're supposed to?
I mean, I have been taking it, but not every day, so that might be.
When I was on medicine, they were telling me, like, if you don't take it as prescribed, it probably won't. Either way, you don't have to talk much if you don't want to. I hope you walk today. Like, for real. So, okay, I'm gonna let you pick the subject. One word answers only since you're out of breath. Okay. So, subjects are friends, work, family.
Let's start with friends.
Okay. So, friends, let's start off with, Devin. So, today, my sister wanted to play a joke on him, which we didn't end up doing, because she wanted to bet $100 on this shit.
Damn.
So here's what happened. Yukaya was talking about, we were just talking, and she said, I bet if you asked Devin right now if he wanted to date you, he would say yes.
He probably would.
I'm like, fuck no he wouldn't. I've told him a million times I don't want to date him. And I know that sounds cruel, but like, it's true. Like, I like being his friend. It's fun to talk with him, it's fun to hang out with him. But like, dating just does not seem like a compatible thing for us. But Yukaya, literally, she said, if we're gonna make $100 bet on this, you're gonna say exactly what I want you to say. And see what he says. And if he says anything close to a yes, you give me $100. If he says anything close to a no or hesitant, I give you $100. I'm like, easy, he gonna be hesitant, at least. Because he's gonna think it's a joke. She's like, no he won't after he hears what I have to say. I'm like, So she tells me what she wants me to say. She's like, you gotta say that you have seriously liked him for a long time, but you never felt like you were in a good place to actually get into a relationship. And I'm like, what? What? And then I'm like, so what about how I'm gonna explain the Connor thing? And she's like, just say you were peer pressured. And I'm like, so in the end, we both decided that that would be too cruel and that she did not want to mess up our friendship over something that stupid. So yeah. Probably lost $100 better. But I swear to God, he would have been hesitant or said no.
I think he would have said yes.
You think he would have said yes? I don't think so, cause like he'd probably. I feel like the first thing he'd think is it's a joke. Because like, there have been times I've never said like straight up like I love you or I like you like seriously like that. I've joked and I've been like I don't know how I've joked. I think I've joked about it before though. I've joked. Like I've legit said I'm joking. Not after saying like serious shit, but like just after random comments that make it sound like that. You know? Like just jokes. So I feel like his first thought would be it's a joke.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't put it past. Like, I wouldn't put it past him, because the thing is, like, I practically, like, put it in his head that if I ever say shit like that, it's a fucking joke. And I feel like that's very cruel of me, to be honest. Because, like, you should, I don't know, I feel like that's really mean. But it's not like I really mean to, it's just like, some things just pop in your head and you just say it out loud and you're like, well fuck, I didn't really mean that. Like that kind of thing. Like, you think of it like one way and then the other person might think of it a totally different way and you're like, oh shit, not that.
Oh
like,
yeah.
That kind of thing. Like, I do that a lot.
I do that sometimes.
Especially when, well, it's only because me and Devin have a lot of like late night phone calls when both of us are kind of tired. And a lot of the time, like, we say one thing and then we mean a different one. Especially when it comes to, like, say we're just texting. Like, I don't really do that often, but when I text, I mess up a lot. Like, well, not even, it's not about grammar or, like, periods, commas, shit like that. It's more or less just, like, what I'm trying to say just does not come out right in text. Most of the time. And then, moving on from Devin, there's Chassie. Now, Chassie, I haven't talked to in like a while. Like, it's been a long time. Last time I talked to her, I asked her about her being in a relationship because Devin told me about it. And she was like, yes. And I was like, well, are you going to tell me their name? And she's she's like, well, you've actually already met them. And I'm thinking, like, the fuck I have? And she's like, well, we went bowling together once. I'm like, oh. Because she worked at the McDonald's, like, a few miles away from ours. And she met him there. And he's a good bowler. And me, him, Cassie, and Yukaya all went bowling together one time. And it was a one-time thing. We never went again. And that was the first and only time I ever hung out with them. Or that guy, I mean. But he seemed nice and all. He was super tall. Like, he was at least 1 or 2 inches taller than her. And Chassie's taller than me. So, yeah. But he also seemed kind of frowny. Maybe that's just me. Either way, it caught me off guard because she always said that she was lesbian.
Yeah.
Like, she made up her mind that she was lesbian in, like, 7th, 8th grade. Like, it was just really confusing. And Yukaya was kind of pissed about it, because I told Kaya about it, and she's like, that's kind of messed up. I'm like, why? She's like, didn't you say you wanted, like, you guys were kind of a thing? And I'm like, it was never really official. We never really had any obligations to each other, so not really. And she's like, I still think it's messed up. I'm like, well, she didn't know. I didn't really tell her. And she's like, yeah, you did. I'm like, I did? She's like, yeah, you did. I was there. You did. I'm like, oh, shit. News to me. So, yeah. But I talked to her again, like, the other day. And I probably called her at a bad time, because, like, she was just about to go to bed. And, I was at Sandy's house. And I was, like, on Sandy's porch and talking to Sandy, but I wanted to call her before she went to bed. So I asked Sandy, like, hey, can I just sit here for a second and call my friend? Like, you don't even have to stay out here. I just don't want to, like, be in the house while I talk to her. And she's like, okay, that's fine with me. And I was like, I still kind of want to talk to you after the phone call if you have time now. And she's like, okay. So I called Chassie. She was still up. And, this was probably, like, at 9. Maybe 9:30, around there. But yeah, she was still up, and I asked her if she had work off the next day, because I had work off, and she said, yeah, and I was like, okay, do you go to school tomorrow? She's like, yeah, and I was like, are you doing anything after school? And then she goes, I'm grounded. I'm like, again? I'm like, please tell me it's not because you wore a crop top. Because that was it last time, or that's what she said it was. I'm like, that's crazy. And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's grades. And then she's like, yeah, it's grades. I'm like, ooh, that sucks. I'm like, for how long? She's like, until I get my grades up. I'm like, it's the end of the school year. What if you don't get your grades up by the end of the school year?
Yeah.
She's like, then not until school starts again. I'm like, no, you're kidding me. You're gonna be grounded all summer if you don't get your grades up by the end of the school year. Are you taking summer school? She's like, no, I'm currently in credit recovery. And I'm like, really? I'm like, no way. No way they can ground you all summer. And, it's crazy. She said that, like, she doesn't even talk to her dad anymore. Like, the one we met.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I thought he was super nice. Like, apparently his wife or girlfriend or whatever she was, the one he had kids with, like, pretty much left him. And doesn't even visit the kids anymore. And Chassie went over there to go, like, visit her brothers, and apparently she only talked to her dad in, like, a few words.
Bro.
And she was just there to see her brothers. I always just thought to myself, like, her dad, like, seems way safer and more, like, proactive than her. And I know she's probably, like, she's lived with her mom more amount of time, yeah, but her stepdad's straight up toxic. It's crazy. And I'm probably way behind on updated information in her life, but I'm so worried. And
Yeah.
get this. She literally forgot entirely about the gift I got her from Fortnite.
You forgot all about it?
Forgot all about it. I told her, I was like, well, if you forgot, I still have something for you. And she's like, actually, I did forget. And I'm like, you know what, you can figure it out when I see you next.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy. It wasn't even that long ago.
That's crazy, man.
Like, and the last time we hung out was on my birthday. Like, I know I probably haven't hung out with you longer. I think that might. Yeah, but at least I talked to you.
Yeah.
It's just like every time I try to talk to her, she has work at school, has to go straight to bed, or she gets dropped on by her parents. I'm pretty sure she's turning 17. Like soon, because her birthday is not too far off from yours.
Her birthday's in June too.
No. I think either next month or the month after. But no, I think it's in July. But I know that yeah, I know she's younger than me. I know her birthday is not too far after yours and before Emma's. And also before August, so it's gotta be July.
Speaking of Emma, did she change her name back to Emma?
No, why?
Because on Snapchat her name's still Emma.
Sometimes Snapchat changes their name to your contact.
Oh.
That's related to their number.
Yeah.
Or like a nickname that you gave them. But a lot of the time, if you don't notice, it's because of the contact. Especially if you got their snap from the contact. Or even if you add them for username and you already have their number as a contact and it's linked to their Snapchat, it'll automatically put that name. But yeah. Her name currently is Dante. Yeah, Dante.
Dominic?
It went from Emma to something else to Dante.
Everybody's pushing me off.
Scared. For second scared. Yeah. I did! You kinda did not get the dog, you kinda forgot to let the dog out there, so in the middle of the floor in the hallway, he
Stop lagging. Oh my god, Fortnite. You're lagging, can it get me killed?
Either way. So, yeah, that's and then Ukaya, when I told Kaya about the phone call, Ukaya was like, are you sure? It sounds like she's lying. Or, like, making it up. I was like, she's like, I don't think anyone gets done for the entire summer if they don't get good grades. I'm like, there's a possibility. But then there's the thing where she also asked me if I wanted to, like, she asked me if I had a license. And I was like, no. I have a permit. And she's like, oh, well, I was gonna ask if you had time, or, like, if you weren't working, you could, like, come up to my work during my break or something. Because that's when, I see my boyfriend. And I'm like, I said maybe I could possibly do that. But dude, why the fuck would I want to be a third wheel to that? Like, if that's the only time she's seeing her boyfriend, why would I want to jump in on that? Like, that's crazy to me. Why would she even ask?
I have no idea, dude.
I know, it's crazy. And then there's Newt, which last time I talked to Newt, she was pretty much telling me that I treat her differently than my other friends, and like, I don't think of her as a friend anymore. And then she said shit about other people saying that I've been I talked shit about her behind her back before, and
Oh my god.
for one, I don't know if I did, I don't remember. Like,
Oh, what?
What?
I died.
Eh. Ooh. Either way. I was trying to explain to her that it's not that I don't consider her a friend, it's just hard to hang out with her when she doesn't really have, like, I don't know. She doesn't really have, like, a time, like a good time to contact her. Like you, I know you're up usually around this time or a little bit earlier because you're usually either streaming or you're just used to that kind of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evan's usually up around like in between like 8 and midnight most of the time. And he's usually like willing to talk around then. And Chassie, I know she gets off school at like 3 and she usually goes to work at like 5. And then she usually goes to bed around like in between like 8 and 10. So like I know when to call you guys, but Newt, when I try to call her or like even text, she doesn't like phone calls at all. And I know most of you guys don't, like you and Chassie don't like phone calls really. But like I'm not good at texting. I'm not really good at conveying emotions through text. It's not my thing. Like if I'm writing like an entire story, like from like my point of view or like some imaginary character's point of view, that is my kind of thing. But if I'm trying to convey just like straight up thoughts and emotion through text to like an actual person, that no comprehendo, that does not work. No.
Oh yeah, I started watching Assassination Classroom again.
God.
I'm thinking if I'm gonna cry this time at the end.
Oh, like third time man?
Third time, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, last time we watched it was together and my brother walked in on the death scene.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a sad part. He just started making fun.
What's that octopus looking thing? He looks ugly, thugly. Like, what the fuck?
We were like, oh my god, shut up, Antonio.
And then we're like, this is supposed to be a crying moment? And he's like, what are you crying about? Some ugly, thugly shit, like, dying? Like, what?
It's like, just, like, oh my god. Like, why you gotta ruin this?
Yeah. But then there's, let's see. Yeah, I was trying to explain to Newt that, like, it's not that I don't consider her a friend, it's just hard to hang out with her in her current predicament. And, like, also my current predicament.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard to hang out with anybody in general. It's not like it's not like I'm purposely trying to exclude her. I do think of her, like, every so often, but when I do, it's usually at, like, a bad time where I can't contact her. Like, per se, like, 3 a.m. Or, like, while I'm at work. Or just, like, I don't know. There's a lot of situations where I've like thought about her or like trying to like thought about maybe contacting her, and then I just end up forgetting when I actually get the chance to.
Mm.
And I get that's probably not a good excuse, but still. Like I don't think there's really been a time where I haven't thought of her as a friend, or not a time that I can remember anyway. Still. Like, she like, I don't get the talking shit behind your back thing. I don't know if I've done that, but I feel like every time I talk shit about someone, I usually do it to their face. Unless it's Cat. Fuck. But that goes on to work. So, let's see. So here's 3 more genres. Work, family, or anime.
Anime.
Dang, you picking the easy ones. Okay. So, the anime I've been watching recently, well, this one doesn't really count, but just chosen general. There's one on Netflix called Carmen Sandiego, and it's basically like a cartoon. And I got into it because I think I saw like a clip of it on iFunny, and then I saw like a thing on YouTube of like a ship between like an agent and the main character, and it was like kind of cute. But the scene that I saw on YouTube, I think I accidentally skipped the episode. Because I thought I watched the entire thing, but I don't recall seeing the episode that it came from. But in like one of the final episodes of it, like there was like a flashback of that season, so I know it had to happen in that that thing. There wasn't like another thing of it. I mean, there is another thing of it, but that I didn't want to watch that because I don't know if you've seen those things that Netflix has been doing recently. It's kind of like it's like a sequel to the show, but it's like they give you choices during the show to like lead it on to another storyline. It's really stupid. I don't know if you've seen them, but basically, like pretty much almost every scene, there's a choice to make. Like I think the first choice of the sequel or whatever you call it is like, should I sneak in from the top, or should I go in through the main entrance, like that kind of thing. And a lot of the time they'll quote like the pros and cons of each option. I told myself like I'm gonna try this, but if I fail one time, I'm not even gonna try it at all. I failed. Third choice, I fucking failed.
Wow.
So yeah, I just like stopped that. I don't like when like if I'm actually like into a show and then I see that there's more. I'm like, yay, there's more, and then it's like choices. I'm like, that's the worst. I don't want to be put on the spot to try and get the best outcome. I want to know the full story, like the story that the author, the creator of it made with their own creativity and like theories and like, you know, it's better that way. I don't like the way my shit goes. Like, maybe if you're a fanfic writer. If you're a fanfic writer like Bridget or something, I feel like maybe that'd be a good thing for you. Like, you like picking your own story. But not me. Like, I can be a storyteller if I want to be, but I don't like picking the way the story goes of a story that should already be set. Like, and it doesn't really pair up with how the first series of it ended. It ended with like the bad guys, like the evil organization being jailed, and then the main character is going off to like meet her mom for the first time, and then like telling her, like sending her her comrades or whatever, coworkers or whatever you call them, to like an agency to like fight crime just as they were doing on their own. And then like it fast forwards to like 2 years later at the last episode, and it shows that the evil organization breaks out of the jail somehow, and the main character goes back into action and sees her old does the job before her old coworkers and the agency gets to it. Like, that's what it shows. But then once it goes to like the second, like the choices version of it, it's not even like the same story. It's like, it's supposed to be like a sequel or whatever you call it, like a second story of it. And it doesn't show like one of the characters that was a part of the team, and it kind of just like, it shows the evil organization like back how they were, and then like the team gets back together, like the original team from the beginning of the first show, and it's just like, what? That makes no sense. They were a part of a different agency. It doesn't show us anything of how they got back together, or like what happened with the mother. Like at the end of the first show of it, it doesn't even show you what the mother looks like.
No.
Ooh, like it just shows you the main character walking up to the address where her mother's where her like the mother she never met or knew like growing up was, and then like it kind of like looks up like past the legs under the chest and then just like doesn't show the face. Like, was it her mom? Was it a housekeeper? Was it like maybe it wasn't even her mom, but something kept her busy for 2 years. Like, what was it? Oh, I don't know. But so,
Weird.
yeah, it's weird. Either way, and I think I told you about the anime I finished recently called Sleipnir,
Oh yeah.
or other words like Claire and Shalichi. Man, that shit was weird. Some parts were a little like iffy though, like this is about to turn into hentai kind of iffy.
Oh god.
Like, oh my god. But yeah, and one of the scenes, like, it shows like a vibrator in the like corner of the room, like on a shelf,
Oh my god.
and then it like goes over to like a girl, like one of the, like a girl on top of the main character girl, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like nothing happens. Like it said, it literally like in the next scene or like next like go back to that, it shows that she gets off of her, but it literally like it looks like a threat. Like, oh no, like virginity is in danger, like that kind of thing. Like, oh my god. So yeah, that was crazy. And then it, like at that part, the reason she was on top of her or something, she was telling it like at first she was telling her a story about her like falling in love with with a teacher in her past. Because like the way these people get powers in that anime is like they go to this, they find like these coins like just laying around or like wherever, and they give it to this like alien guy that like pretty much comes out of a vending machine looking like a handsome boy.
Wow.
And then like they give it to him, and he gives them like the powers they ask for, or like what they deep down want to see. And this girl just wanted like the only thing she wanted was to like prevent people from like betraying her or betraying like trust of others. Because apparently when she fell in love with a teacher and they were like together, not like officially, but they were like doing shit. She had the confidence to come out to her friends about it, and they told the whole school and got them fired. And when she went to go look for the teacher had committed suicide.
Oh my god.
And that was how it started in that scene. And then she got on top of the girl, like the main character girl, after telling that story. And then the girl that was like on the bottom was like, so let me ask one question. Was that teacher a man or a woman?
Oh god.
This girl goes, woman, and aggressively grabs her tit. I'm like, oh!
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck? Like it was messed up, man. I don't know. Because,
Like that forward, please.
Yeah, that's pretty forward, and like that's how it got like whoa. And that like right after that it shows like just a you know what it's like the camera angle is called, is like a drive-by where it's like goes past it slowly.
Yeah.
Like it just past the shelf. Like after that scene, it like the camera goes past the shelf to like go to the next scene, and the shelf is a vibrator on it. I'm like, oh no, oh no. But see that what started that was because she said she went. The only reason the main character went in that room was because it was supposed to be like some kind of ritual to like gain the group trust with the group leader, and that lady was the group leader. And once it went back to that room, she got off her and was like, "Don't worry, I won't do anything more than what I already thought." And all she did was like grab her tit and almost touch her tooth, and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah. Either way, she got off her and she's like, okay, now I'll start the actual ritual. So she put her clothes back on, which I forgot to mention, the girl that got on top was naked.
Oh god.
And then, so she put her clothes back on, and then she literally took out like a weave string of hair. and wrapped it like, and then she wrapped it around the girl's neck and tied it. And she's like, don't worry, no one will see it. It will merge with your skin. She's like, this is woven of my own hair. And it did as she said, like, it merged with her skin. You couldn't even tell it was there. And she's like, it may look like it's not there, but it is there. And she says, if you ever feel like you betrayed my group, me or my group, or like spill any secrets about us, you will, like, this will cut your head off.
Oh god.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she just straight up tried to, like, seduce her, threaten her, and accept her all in the same scene. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was that shit crazy for me. Like, ooh. So, yeah, there was that. And, Jeremiah from work, I don't know if you remember him.
I do.
Yeah, so, he got, as I think I've told you already, he got Yukaya into Demon Slayer. And, when I went to work, like a week ago, maybe, he said that he got them, like, the new movie, like, downloaded in HD, and he could, like, send it to us. And then he said that it wouldn't be able to, like, send properly, so he'd have to, like, stream it on Discord.
Oh.
I'm like, well, that sounds cool. And he's, like, we've been talking about doing it for, like, a week now, and, like, never set up a time to do it.
Damn.
That's never happening. And then Devin hung up the phone with me earlier because he said he was in the middle of watching Demon Slayer because he wants to finish it so he can actually go watch the movie with someone. And I'm like, oh, well, we were gonna stream it on Discord if you want to join on that. And he's like, no, I mean, like, actually in theaters. I'm like, I thought about doing that, but, like, why do that when you can get it for free, though?
True.
And you can still, like, watch it with friends. Like, if you stream on Discord, you can join, like, a voice chat, or you can, like, text in the chat while watching it.
No, not my freaking...
Either way. I've been thinking about, like, rewatching everything, but I haven't rewatched, Overlord, because I'm pretty sure you wanted to watch that.
Yeah.
So I've held off on that, even though I know there's new episodes I haven't seen yet. With me. But, like, I have to rewatch it anyways, just to, like, recall what happened. So I'll just wait till we can watch it. But, then there's One Piece, which I found out, I think you were there for that, but I found out there's new dubbed episodes. But, even then, I've already seen those episodes in sub. And yes, it would be probably, like, maybe a better understanding experience if I watched it in dub. But, like, I feel like I'd just be, like, not more confused, but, like, I feel like I've already seen the scenes, I've already, like, read the script.
Some of the things are different in dub, though. Like, I watched The Promised Neverland all the way through in sub, and then I watched, like, a few episodes in dub, and I noticed that it doesn't add everything that it was added in sub. Like, it takes...
Yeah, that's kind of already known knowledge for most people.
But why does it do that?
It does that because, for it to best fit, like, the lip syncing, it's easier to, like, cut out a few, like, long sound words that are Japanese to, like, shorter American versions. And then also, some of them can't be, like, phrased the same way for it to sound well in English. Like, in Japanese, if they say, like, a question, that, like, it just sounds, like, proper coming out, and then, like, it's in a question form. If they say that, like, same sentence in, like, English, it just sounds deformed. Like, if they try to, like, translate it exactly, it won't sound right.
Oh.
So, some of it has to be, like, deformed sentence, like, dimmed down versions of the sentence phrased in a different way to make sense in English. So that's why a lot of people like sub better, because even like the only reason I don't really like watching sub as much as dub is because sub confuses me because I'm not used to like, it's hard for me to know who's talking. Because it's not like there is like chat bubbles on the screen pointing to who's talking.
Yeah.
It's like comic. It's like you hear like all the voices in Japanese to me sound very similar. Like the tones are different.
That's what I
but, like,
say. I think every
the tones, but they sound very similar. And it's just like it's really hard to tell who the fuck is talking.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe that's why they give everyone like different catchphrases to make it easier.
Probably, man.
But like it's harder. But yeah, I feel like watching the new dubbed episodes I've already watched sub like a while ago would probably be like kind of confusing since I haven't caught up with like probably the 4 or 5 new episodes that are in sub. And then if I watch like the new ones that are in dub and then go back to the new ones that are in sub, I'd probably be all mixed up in the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's different when I go back to like the main arc, like when the crew members get on. So like the crew, like those are different. Like I know when those happen, and I know that they're not gonna mess up the like main story because if anything, it's kind of like a refresher for the main story. But since the main arcs for each character are already like they've been done for a long time and they've already been dubbed, like it's harder to do like filler, which weren't you the one who asked me what filler was?
Yeah, because I was watching Naruto Shippuden and it said a bunch of filler episodes. I'm like, what does that mean?
What said a bunch of filler episodes?
For Naruto Shippuden?
Like who said it though?
No, nobody said it. It was just there for an option, and I didn't know what it meant.
It was an option on what?
On Kim Anime, where I watch most of my anime.
Oh, like there was an option that said filler anime? Like filler?
Yeah, it said filler like right next to the episode.
Oh, well that's cool. A lot of people don't like watching the filler in Naruto.
I don't get why it looks like it adds to the story.
Well, it kind of adds to the story, but it's not like, it doesn't continue the story. It just adds like tiny details that most people don't care about.
Oh.
Which is why it's called filler and not art.
Yeah, I asked Quincy about it and he said you don't watch it.
I always watch it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm watching it. It seems interesting. If it wasn't interesting, I probably wouldn't watch it.
I feel like, I don't know, I like watching every episode of an anime at least once. And then if like I'm watching it again, most of the time I'll just like watch the main arc. But like, if I'm watching it for the first time, I feel like I at least have to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Except for Shippuden. I will never watch all of Shippuden. I only watch, like, again, I told you already, if I fall asleep during anime, and I'm not tired beforehand, like, that means it's a shit anime. And the only one I've ever fallen asleep to was Shippuden. So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure at the time it wasn't dubbed yet. So that might have been part of the reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know. I think it may have been like the first or second episode too. But yeah. Dude, I've been like, I don't think, have you ever even had stretch marks?
Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
On my, by my stomach, right where my pants pull up, I have stretch marks.
That's crazy.
I know.
I wonder if it's just because, like, fluctuation of weight there.
Could be.
I don't know. I've been noticing a lot more stretch marks on my thighs lately. Like, right where my thighs meet my ass. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? When did those get there? And it's not even, some of them I can't even see. I can fucking feel them. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, wow.
Like, they're that bad. I'm like, bruh. It's either I lost weight in my thighs, or I gained weight and then lost a bit. But I don't know. Okay. And Black Clover I haven't caught up on in like a while.
I was watching. Okay, I was watching Black Clover. Then I'm like, you know what? I should go back to watching Naruto Shippuden. So I went back to watching Naruto Shippuden. And I'm like, you know what? I should watch Assassination Classroom. And I went back to watching Assassin. I can't stick.
Dude, what happened to you only watching one anime at a time?
I know I used to be able to do that, but now I'm like, nah. It's because I think it's because the animes are longer than I'm watching now, and I'm used to watching 12, 25 episode animes.
Yeah. No, that's kind of how it was for me. Once I started watching really long animes, like I had to like watch something else for a bit in between.
Yeah.
Like there was no fucking way I was sticking to the same story for like 3 weeks straight.
Like I don't know how Quincy could watch Naruto like 3 times.
I mean, I get watching long animes multiple times. That is kind of fun, especially when you skip the fillers the second and third time. But like the thing I don't get is when you watch anime on fucking Crunchyroll with ads.
Oh yeah, Quincy couldn't do that.
Oh. Wait, you said you couldn't?
Yeah, he had to get the prescription without the ads because he hated it.
Bro, the last time and only time I ever watched anime with him, there was ads every 5 minutes. And it wasn't even just one ad, it was like 2 or 3. And like you couldn't skip them, you had to watch the whole entire thing.
Wow.
Like, that's how bad it was. But like, I feel like he low-key hated watching anime with me though. Cause like, I feel like I was so used to watching anime with you at that point, like I was used to like explaining shit. Cause like, you always ask questions and I always enjoy explaining that.
That's why
like,
why Quincy don't like watching anime with me. He doesn't like how I ask questions.
I mean, I am fine with how you ask questions, but like, he'd ask questions and not want the answer.
Oh.
Like, he'd ask me a question about it, cause like, I had already seen like the first few episodes or something. And like, I would literally say, pause it. Just fucking pause it. And then just tell him like an explanation of it, and then he'd play it again. Probably like 10-20 minutes later, he'd ask another question. Sometimes I wouldn't even bother saying pause it because like ads would pop up and I just explain, and then it would continue. Like, I feel like he got so annoyed with me and just didn't want to say anything. But yeah, I feel like the only word I've ever heard your brother describe me as is
Annoying.
annoying. So yeah, but whatever. I was explaining literally like half of the main storyline of One Piece to my sister the other day. Almost half. I know she wasn't listening to all of it, because she probably can't recall a single thing I said. But my dad would walk like past us while I was talking about it, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" Because like she was doing schoolwork, and he thought I was helping her, and he thought I was actually being smart for once. And I was like, and he kind of goes, anime. I'm like, fuck. Like, why couldn't you say history? Like, you wouldn't know the difference. Like, ugh. Anyway, and then he says that thing, like, usually, like, he always says it when I'm talking about anime. He's like, why couldn't you recall things from schoolwork like you would with anime? I'm like, cause of schoolwork, it's fun.
Because I only remember interesting
in schoolwork,
things.
you have to write shit down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm slow as fuck writing shit down.
Like, if I ever had to do an essay about anime, I'd be like, no.
Hold my pen. Give me that fucking mic. Here we go, bitch. But, yeah, like, I feel like if there was I feel like if I sat through, like, an entire history lesson, and, like, thought about it for, like, the whole next day, and then I came in the next day, and the teacher just asked, like, physically asked me the questions, I'd probably get 100%. Especially if I was allowed to ask questions about the question.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've probably done that before. Like, have you ever been in those, like, tests where, a teacher, like Mr. Kenyon or, like, someone else comes in the room and they pull you to a different classroom and they read the questions aloud?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you answer it, like, in your own words, and then give you, like, a simple way of writing it down or something. Like, that was the best shit for me. But they only did it for me, like, I want to say in all, like, maybe four times the entire year. Only when they could, like, fit me in.
Remember how Mr. Kenyon said he would never get over how I used him as a lie for tell my mom?
And then when he heard that it was my idea. Dude, you have no idea. Even after you left, he brought that up so many times.
Oh god.
What the fuck, dude? Like, get over yourself. It's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. I still
Like,
remember
we
when he...
skipped school, and I'm like, just tell your mom that, like, Mr. Kenyon pulled you out of class and forgot to send a note to your teacher.
When I did that, and then I remember one day I was just sitting in class, sitting in someone's class. I don't remember his name, and then I remember he came in.
Remember what subject the teacher was for?
It was like for a special class for like help, and we
Computer class?
kinda. I mean, not for
Like 2020?
we didn't. It wasn't for computer class, but we did use computers. I think it was for like social. Not. I don't remember. But I remember he came in. He pulled me out. I was sitting in a hallway. And I just remember him explaining to me how it wasn't wrong. In my head, I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, how it was wrong?
How it was wrong and how he shouldn't have done it. He's like, I don't like how you used me to cover up skipping school. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
But I don't remember. Did he cover you or tell the truth?
I think he told the truth. I don't think he covered for me.
That'd be fun if he did. I barely remember the time that that one of us told him that it was our idea. I feel like it was me. I don't think you ratted me out. I think I told him.
Yeah, I don't...
I barely remember his face when I told him.
Do you remember when we walked out of school on Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
And then that old lady thought we were
And then I ate your chocolate bar.
Yeah, I can't believe you ate my chocolate bar.
You left it in my dad's car.
I know, I didn't mean to.
What do you expect to happen?
For you to give it back?
Fuck no, I wasn't going. Leave chocolate in my car, it stays in my car. Like, that was pretty fun. So she was on her way out too, and then she saw us. She's like, hold up. And she's like, I didn't know it was that late. So she walked back to her house, had 2 Hershey chocolate bars, and just gave it to us. And they were fucking king size, I think.
Yeah, they were.
Like, that old lady, man. Where is she stocking that shit? But, okay. Ooh, dude, I forgot something about the friends. Category. Okay. So, have I told you about a coworker named Serena? I think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I told you what happened when I went to her house and her mom held me hostage for a good 10 to 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah. So you remember Maya from work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know how I told you she became a manager?
Yeah.
Well, she's leaving on the 18th, and guess where she's going to work on the 19th?
Where?
Cedar fucking Point.
No way.
Yes way. She said she gets her own dorm and everything, and she can give discounts to the people she knows.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
When right.
Yukaya and me are like, we gotta go to Cedar Point this summer.
My mom has been wanting to take us to your point for a long time now, but she never got to do it.
My dad, actually, I've had 2 different friends say they wanted to take me on my first roller coaster at Cedar Point and never did.
Really?
Yeah. The first one was Amanda. When I told her that I didn't that I never went on a roller coaster, and she took me to my first fair, and we went on the zipper together, and she was like so fucking scared.
I would be too. Remember how whenever we went to the carnival and there was a little roller coaster, or that one that went upside down, you were trying to get me on it? I'm like, no fucking way.
It was not. It was a baby coaster.
They went upside down. I don't like things that go upside down.
Bruh, it went upside down for like 2 seconds. It was like a tiny loop-de-loop.
Dude, blame Paranormal Activity. That shit. I watched that shit. I watched the one where people died on a roller coaster, and I never wanted to go on a roller coaster again.
Whatever. Either way. The same thing happened to me with tanning beds. I don't know if you ever seen that kind of episode, but never going to the tanning bed in my life.
What happened?
So these 2 ladies, well actually there's 2 videos. One of them was like, based on a true story, but was faked for a show. The one that was faked for a show, these 2 ladies had their own like tanning room, and it was kind of cluttered. Like they had like shelves in there and like stuff like stacked up on the sides, and then they had like 2 tanning beds like across from each other. And when they both got in the tanning beds and had like headphones on, like earbuds in, and like they're you know those things that go over your eyes for tanning?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had those things on, and they were like in bikinis. They got in those tanning beds, and then when they both hopped in, like I guess one of them got in like a little too rough or something, and something hit one of the like they're not like one of I think like one of the shelves, and it fell, and the shelf was like the like right amount of length to like fit in between the tanning beds, and it like locked them both in there.
Really?
And apparently one of the things that fell off the shelf like messed with the plug and like turned the tanning beds all the way up, and they were cremated in the tanning bed.
So they got burned because they were stuck in there?
They got burned alive, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, after seeing that I wouldn't want to go in one either.
And then there was another video that was an actual video of someone dying from a tanning bed. Because apparently it was a tanning place which gave you privacy or whatever, and they secretly had a camera hidden in the mirror, and this lady was undressing down to her bikini, and she was like messing with her boobs in the mirror, like squishing them together, like, ooh, yeah, they got bigger or something like that. She didn't say shit. I don't think there was any audio, but that's what I imagined. And then she sat up on the tanning bed like it was like a bed, like just sat on it, and the thing clamped down on her.
It what?
It literally, she sat on it like it was a bed, right? So if you sit down on the side of your bed, like facing your door, right?
Yeah.
As in this video, she was facing the mirror. Imagine there was like another metal, like there was like a fucking metal bed, a scalding hot metal bed, like towards your back. You sit down on the side of your bed and that thing clamps down on you.
Oh.
What do you think would happen? Like, the
Wow.
fuck?
Wow, okay.
And it was a really realistic looking video. I don't know if it was faked or not, but like, she looked like a fucking pancake.
Oh, damn.
Like, ooh. Like, I don't think there was any audio, but I still feel like I remember imagining like a fucking crack.
Ooh.
Like, that shit brutal. But yeah, back to the Cedar Point thing. So the first one, as I said, was Amanda. She like legit promised me that she'd take me to Cedar Point one day. And I think she goes to Cedar Point legit every summer. And I knew her since 5th grade. We stopped talking in like 7th grade. We started talking again like a little bit before the beginning of last summer. And then we stopped talking again. Yeah, that never happened. And then the second person was Robert. Now, I think he only said that because he wanted to get, like, he wanted a date with me. So, yeah. At the time, I was, like, I had kind of just started at McDonald's, and I thought my paycheck was, like, a lot more than it was.
So why are you not working at McDonald's anymore?
I'll get to that in a second. Anyway. So, Robert was kind of like pimping. I don't know if you were still in school at this part, but he gave me a no, I think you were still in school at this part. This is when we were in driver's training.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember this, but I think you were there for her. He came up to me with something wrapped in paper. It was like crumpled up in paper, and he gave it to me. And it was a fucking ring.
It was a ring?
It was a ring. It was a man's ring. And the only finger it would fit on was my right thumb.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I had it for a while, and I left it at your house a few times. I have no idea where it is now.
Oh.
But yeah. I tried wearing it as much as I could, because like I had never been given like jewelry like that before. So I kind of just tried wearing it a lot, because I thought like I might as well use it. But yeah, I kind of knew what he meant by that, but he didn't like, he never told me that he liked me or wanted to go out on a date with me. He never said anything like that. Like, he said he wanted to get to know me, but like, that doesn't really count. And we talked a bit on the phone a lot, like, kind of late hours, but I do that with a lot of people. Or have throughout my life. But either way. So we stopped talking a little bit after, like, after I left. After I left sophomore year. And when we were talking, we talked about going to Cedar Point at like the end of the month after or something. And we both like put it in our calendars, and it never ended up happening. And my mom even offered to drive us. I was like, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Her car would break down, most likely. And so that never happened. And yeah, that's how that went. But now my sister's promising the same thing, taking a middle of the point. But I feel like that might not happen either. Just because of the failure.
Yeah.
And so you finally want to get to the work subject?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the work. So, as I said in the comments of your stream, I don't know if you read it, but Kat has been treating me like a bitch. For real. Like, when I quit the first time, like, Kat was so fucking petty. She told me to bring in, my, like, all the shirts I had as uniform, and also my hat, and turn it in, when I didn't have to. And Becca literally said you can throw it away, because we don't accept those back. I'm like, I didn't think so. And then when I was in the drive-thru, like, before I started again, my mom asked if we could have an application. She saw me in the passenger seat and was like, you didn't put your 2 weeks in when you left, did you? And I'm like, you're correct. And my mom's like, that wasn't her fault. And Kat was like, either way, I'm not sure if Becca will accept her back after that. And I'm like, whatever, bitch. And she's like, if you want to try, it's online. Okay, whatever. And then when I came back, I think the first or second day I came back, she told me while I was working, she legit said, you should be more experienced than this. Like, you were a crew chief for crying out loud. I'm like, whatever. And I just ignored that, and Becca asked me how I was doing, like, coming back to work like that, like, probably, like, I think a few days after. And I was like, well, Kat kind of just annoys me a bit. And she was like, why, what'd she say? I told her what she said, and she's like, oh. She's like, just ignore it, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, I know. Well, you asked, so.
Yeah.
Then, she, I think she noticed that I was annoying Aaron a bit, because Aaron came back as a crew chief because he put his 2 weeks in and he quit. And now he's becoming a manager. He's not a manager quite yet, but he's becoming one. And apparently I was like getting on his nerves, because when I reply to people at work and their coworkers and not customers, I kind of have a bit of a tone. Because that's me, I don't care. And I annoyed Aaron a few times, and Kat was apparently getting sick of it or whatever, and she didn't like, I think one thing, I think I told you this, but Kat, when she fires like something shitty witty or whatever you call it at me, I fire something back. And she said something, like, she was walking past me and she's like, y'all better start doing shit, I'm gonna stick this broom up your butt. I'm like, actually, I think it fit better than in yours, because you're probably used to it.
Damn, Bella.
I think it was so funny, but she wasn't laughing. Everybody else was, though.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said that.
What amazing! You can't lie, that was funny as fuck.
Funny, but I never would have had the guts to say it.
Man, dude, I just said what I was top of my head. Like, I thought it was funny. Either way, then, like, I think a day or two after I said that, she was talking to this girl, Michaela, and Michaela started, like, fairly recently, like, after I started again, and, she was calling Kat Mom, like, Ma, and this girl's, like, a tall, mixed, like, kind of, like, lighter-skinned black girl, and Kat is, like, shorty, white as fuck, like, that kind of thing. And you already know this about Kat, but, she kind of talks, she thinks she talks like a gangster, or whatever you call it. Like, she likes being called ghetto and shit like that. And I don't get the appeal, but I don't give a fuck. And, one day I was like, I think I made a comment about Kat or something, because Kat went with me to take the trash out, and she's like, who knows what someone would do to a little white girl like you? And I'm like, you act like you aren't a little white girl. And she's like, not as little as you.
Okay.
And then Kayla girl says she's mixed. I'm like, white ass Kat ain't mixed.
Yeah.
I didn't, but of course, I didn't want to offend whoever this Michaela is, but Kat ain't mixed.
No, how I'm
Like,
mixed. Cat's white as
Yeah, you're
brick.
mixed, and you're barely mixed, as if, like, Kat ain't fucking mixed.
Like, I'm mixed, and that's like, I'm really light for a mixed person, so Cat ain't mixed.
Yeah.
She like She white.
Literally, she walked up to like Eric, Eric, I think Maya. She walked up to like Eric and Maya, and like little Maya. I mean, I don't think you haven't met her. But little Maya is like a little bit lighter than Regine, and probably just the same skin tone as Eric. And Kat walked up to them too and goes, "You know what? I think if I got real tan, I could match your guys' color." No, the fuck you couldn't.
Wow.
Then she walks up to me and goes, "Let me test this with the whitest white girl in the store." I'm like, so she goes, "Hold up your arm." And me being like, I don't give a fuck, I hold up my arm. She holds up her arm next to mine. She is like half a shade, barely even darker than me. Not even. Like, we are almost the same shade. And she goes, "Yeah, I'm still darker than her though." I'm like,
Like, what are you trying to prove?
yeah, I know. It's just, ugh. And then another day, which I'm pretty sure was after that, her and Michaela were talking, and I was like right in front of them pretty much. I was in window, Michaela was on fries, and Kat was running. And they were talking, and I think I thought Kat was talking to me, or I'm pretty sure she was talking to me, because she looked in my direction and was talking, so I replied. And then she goes, "You always got something to say, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not going to change anytime soon." And her and Michaela started agreeing with each other that if I woke up tomorrow without any vocal cords, it'd probably be for the better.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit. And I don't know if they were joking, but frankly, I don't give a fuck. And it doesn't really hurt my feelings any, because I feel like if both of them had still had their virginity, it wouldn't even make a difference.
True.
So, they can go fuck themselves. Either way. Then, I think almost a week ago, like last week sometime, I think it was like, what day was it? It was either Friday or Saturday. Like, last Friday or Saturday. Like, the most recent Friday and Saturday. So, I showed up an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it was Saturday. I showed up an hour early, which it was better that way anyways. And it was on table with Kat for like, not even an hour. And, I don't know, you don't know who John is, but John is a guy that joined, like, went to start working at McDonald's right after I quit. And he knows most of the people that came back, just like I do. But not Aaron, obviously, but yeah. He knows most of the people that were there when I quit. And, he works on table and grill sometimes. And, he told me, I didn't know this, I guess I wasn't looking at the chart. A cheeseburger only gets one pickle.
A cheeseburger only gets one pickle?
Before, and yeah, a cheeseburger gets one pickle.
That's when?
Apparently it's always been on the cheat sheets above. But I was always told 2 pickles.
Dude, I remember eating cheeseburgers, but I'd never, ever think there was only one pickle on that thing.
Well, we have a lot of bigger slices of pickles that sometimes make it look like there's more than one. But apparently a cheeseburger only gets 1 pickle. A double cheese gets 2 pickle. A McDouble gets 2 pickle. A Big Mac and a quarter pounder with cheese both get 3 pickles. I'm like, I knew about the 3 pickles for the quarter pounder and Big Mac, but I thought that a cheeseburger, a double cheese, a McDouble, all got 2 pickles. Because when I read the cheat sheets like the first time I was on table, I thought that like it was the same shit. Like
a cheeseburger, the only difference between a cheeseburger and a double cheese was that there was another piece of meat and another piece of cheese. And the only difference between a cheeseburger and a McDouble was there was just another piece of meat and the cheese goes in between them. But like, apparently, the pickles are different. So when I was on table with John, John told me that cheeseburgers only get one pickle. So then I assumed that cheeseburgers, McDoubles, and double cheese all get one pickle. So when I was on table with Kat that day, I put one pickle on a double cheese. Then she goes and puts another pickle on it and says, double cheese gets 2 pickles. And I'm like, oh, but cheeseburgers get 1, don't they? And she's like, yes, but that's a double cheese. Double cheese gets 2. Like, oh, okay. And she's like, if it was, she could have stopped right there. I said, okay. And just wrapped it up and continued. And then she goes, if any other manager, like, that's where Vicky saw you do that, I bet they would have said worse or yelled at you. And I'm like, okay, frankly, I don't care. And I just kept going with my day. She goes, Vicky is the supervisor. And I go, whatever happened to Pam? And she's like, I bet Pam left because of you.
Wow.
That's great. So, yeah, at the end of that shift, like, probably like a half hour, not even before we closed, Kat sent I think Michaela or someone over to the window to tell me that she wants to see me after we close. She couldn't tell me herself, apparently. So, when we closed, I walked over to her, and I go, what do you need? And she goes, follow me. And she takes me to the lobby, we sit down, and she says, her first thing that she says is, so you know how people call you a smartass a lot? And I'm like, I believe I've heard that before. What is this about? And she goes, do you think you can tone it down just a bit? And I'm like, you know, I don't see why we're having this conversation, but sure. Now here's my question, and before I could continue speaking, she goes, you know, if it were any other manager, they probably would have told you worse. And I'm like what? And she goes, I don't know, but much worse. And I'm like, ugh. And I said, to be honest, all you managers and crew chiefs or whatever have a lot of different rules and different ways of doing things. And it is a bit confusing when you all tell me different things. And that is all I said about that. And she goes, she's like, well, we don't have a very stable manager system right now, and managers go and managers come, and it's just everyone has their own ways. But there are still certain things that everyone should be doing the same. And I'm like, okay, I get that. Now here's my question. Do you want me to stay here and help close, or do you want me to go home? And she goes, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do what you need me to do. And she goes, go home.
Wow.
I'm like, alright. So I left. I walked home because I didn't feel like calling my dad to wait there any longer. So I walked home, and yeah, I was like, should I go in tomorrow? Because I was also scheduled on Sunday. And I was like, maybe I'll call before my shift and ask if I'm coming in for my schedule. And I didn't end up calling. I went in anyways. I was hoping Kat wasn't there because I didn't see her on the schedule. And then she was there. I was like, well, great. So I just decided not to talk to her. I clocked in. I was putting back food. She went back there to change the drawer, I think. And I forgot my number because my number used to be like 43 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like 84 or something like that. And now it's like 53. And that's like a totally different number. And I kept telling her, maybe it's not 53, maybe it's something entirely different. I don't know. I kept saying the same number every time she asked me for my number, and it wasn't the number. So when she asked me what my number was, I told her the number I thought I remembered, and she's like, you said that last time, and it didn't work. And she went to go check my number, and she goes like, it's 53. I'm like, okay. So she puts my drawer in, and she goes, feeling better today? And I'm like, I'm fine. And then she walked away. I continued my job. And the girl that was put in that group with me a little bit after that said that Steph, who was there earlier, said that when she came in later on, she wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, that's great. So when Steph came in, I forgot about her needing to talk to me, but she didn't ask me herself. And I was in the middle of the hall going to the crew room, and she pointed towards the crew room, and I thought I was in her way, so I got out of her way, and then she goes, no, points at me, points at the crew room. Doesn't say she wants to talk to me. So I walked in the back from the crew room. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask? And she's like, well, I heard about what happened to Kat yesterday. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I was wondering if I was supposed to come in today or not, because she seemed pretty mad. And she's like, well, what did she, are you okay? What did she say to you? And I'm like, she was just being a bit rude. So I told her exactly what I told you, told her exactly what she said, exactly what I said, and how it went. And Steph goes, she told me something entirely different. And I'm like, oh, do tell. She says, Kat said that you were saying all the, she said something about saying all the managers are, disorganized and shit like that, or, shit-talking the managers.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I'm like, that's not what I said. And Steph's like, I know, Kat was probably being dramatic. And she goes, Steph goes, she was trying to, get you suspended or written up or something. And I'm like, okay, so she talked to you about it? She's like, yeah, apparently, right after it happened, she called me and started ranting about it and talking shit about it and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's great. So, Steph said that she was gonna talk to Vicky and Becca about it. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. And she's like, do you want to talk to them? I'm like, not really, it's not really my problem. If she's acting rude to everybody, not just me, then yeah, it's kind of a manager problem. Because apparently it wasn't just me she was being rude to. Because apparently a new girl that was on table, who's kind of fed up with John, got on her first day, apparently Kat was just on her ass about shit, even though she was new and in training. And apparently she said that Kat apologized later, saying that she was just in a bad mood and was stressed and all that. And this girl goes, everyone's stressed. It's practically a part of the job description. I'm like, that's great. So yeah, there's that. And so yeah, Kat never apologized. Never. I don't think she's going to either. She never apologized to me.
Yeah, let's say she never apologized to you.
Yeah, I think there's only one time she ever apologized to me, which was when I started the first time, after we, first met, she became a manager again. I don't know if you remember how she was, a crew for a second, because she didn't put her 2 weeks in when she quit as a manager the last time. And, she was on probation, just like I am now, and she became a manager again, and she asked me, during my break, if I could go to the bank across the street during my break to get her a 20 from my own account. And you know what? My dumbass did it. And I don't know if you remember me telling you that, but I'm pretty sure I did. But, a day or two, or, maybe even a week later, she apologized to me and said that she was, she would definitely give it back. She never fucking did. I don't give a fuck about that 20.
Finally, I reached level 225 and I'm good for the rest of the season.
I just said that you only got her to 65.
I'm not done yet. I wanted to finish mine first. Is she mad?
No, she's not mad. She just thought you said 80 or 70 or something.
Hell no, I told her 60. I told both of you that I got her to level 60 last time.
That's what I thought. I guess she heard something different for some reason. Or
No.
saw something different.
I could definitely get her close to it, but
It's fine. But then, after that happened, after talking to Steph about it, I went and applied to Taco Bell like 2 days ago. Not even. And they replied to me the very next morning after I filled it out literally like middle of the night. And they replied to me next morning, asked if I would like an interview at like 3, and I was off that day. So like, sure, of course. So I went in at 3, didn't tell my dad because he was gone, and I just walked there. And apparently one of the grill people was out having a smoke, and they saw me walking past McDonald's to go to Taco Bell.
Oh god.
And she told Maya about it. Thankfully, Kat wasn't there. And when I went to Taco Bell, the interview went fine. Apparently, the starting pay is $11 per hour. And
Holy
for
shit.
every hour worked past 8 is an extra $1 per hour.
Hell yeah, I'd take that deal.
And then every hour on weekends is 50 cents more per hour.
Mhm.
And see, you're probably not going to be impressed once you hear about my pay is at McDonald's.
I mean,
Currently,
I never got paid over $10 at McDonald's.
yeah, I know. Currently at McDonald's, I'm making $10.50 an hour. But there's a thing right now that is called Hero Pay that I think goes on for like 3 or 4 months. And I think this might be the last month for it. So it basically adds $2 more to every hour of work for that period of time. And then I think like 3 or 4 more dollars per hour for managers. The thing is, my original pay is still $10.50. And once this $2 thing ends, I will be back to $10.50. And they told me after this probation thing was over that I'd go up to $11.50. So yeah, there is that, but there's also no bonuses like at Taco Bell. And Taco Bell, that's just like the starting pay for regular crew. Like no crew chief responsibilities added. So like, that's pretty damn good. And also, new people. So yeah, that seems interesting. So after I was on my way back from the Taco Bell interview, I was thinking about what the interviewer said, and she told me that she said I technically didn't even have to tell her about my job at McDonald's, and I could have like worked both jobs and not even told either of them, and been able to like work 40 hours at each, and I'd be like, that'd be fucking crazy. And she's like, if you want, I can just forget I ever heard it. I'm like, nah, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't want to work there. There's this worker who's a real bitch sometimes. If you know what I mean? Imagine you just said that. Imagine you just. I said, imagine she just said that to her. Like, I got a real worker
A
manager.
little bit. I just said that she's difficult to handle and very rude. And I'm like, I know I'll probably meet people like that everywhere, but this girl just like has no boundaries. Especially after what she did today. Well, technically yesterday since it's past midnight, but you know what I mean.
Does that mean it's June 3rd?
Yep.
My birthday's coming up, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm almost 18. So am I technically 17 and a half?
What do you mean 17 years now? You're 17 and more than 3/4.
More than 3/4?
Yeah, your birthday's this month, dude. It wouldn't be 17 and a half unless your birthday's in 6 months.
Oh.
The year's 12 months, dude. 12 split in half is 6.
Yeah.
So you're over the 3/4 month. Since your birthday is this month, literally in days time. So yeah.
Either way. As I was saying.
So she told me that if I told her that I could probably put my 2 weeks in like today or technically yesterday since it's past 12 a.m. But what I'm saying, when I say today, I mean in the
Yesterday.
past, like 24 hours, pretty much. So today, I told the lady at her name is Wanda, but I told Wanda at Taco Bell that I could possibly put in my 2 weeks today because that's my next day of work. And she said, okay, how about you call me a week from tomorrow and let me know what you've decided or if you change your mind. And I will, if you say you're going to start work, then I will send you a link to finish filling out paperwork, and then I can start you in a week from then. So with best case scenario, you will start in 2 weeks. Okay. So that sounds good to me. So I was instead of putting my 2 weeks in today, since I saw that the grill person was outside smoking and already saw me, I stopped by McDonald's on my way back. And Maya was there, and I said, their line was wrapped around the building. But the funniest thing was, when I walked in, see, the inside is still closed, but they leave the door unlocked for, like, DoorDashers, and they have, like, this yellow chain blocking off the lobby, so they have to wait, like, right in front of the door. So, I walked in, waited right in front of the door, and, I saw that their line was huge, but when I walked in, I looked forward. The person at window, I didn't really recognize them because they looked new, and they were fucking dancing.
They were dancing?
They were dancing.
Oh my god.
And they were the only person in my, like sight. They were the only person in my sight from standing in front of the door, and they were just fucking dancing.
Wow.
And then, they saw me, they did not care, and they just kept dancing.
Oh my god.
And, so then I saw Maya, like, for a quick second. Like, she walked into my view and then walked, away. Like, didn't see me. She just, like, walked into my point of view and then walked away. So I knew she was there. So then I go, I'm like, Maya, I'm gonna wait till your line dims down, but, I need to see a manager. And, at that point, I didn't know that she was leaving on the 18th.
She's leaving on the 18th?
I told you, she's working at Cedar Point on the 19th.
Oh, she's working there.
Yeah, she's moving to Ohio.
Dude, it's
Getting a
freaking
dorm.
dinosaur.
She's getting a dorm with Cedar Point. That apparently is $2 a day, which is crazy. And she doesn't even have to pay for it out of pocket. It comes directly out of her check
Wow.
for a dorm. Which I know sounds like a lot, but when it's automatically taken out of your check, like, it doesn't seem like a lot. But, yeah. I think she said that she got paid, like, I think, like, 15 an hour, or, like, more than that, actually. And she gets, like, 3 free entries per month or something. Or something like that. It sounded fucking amazing. And there was, like, tons of, like, what are they called? Those things, like, come with employment with some jobs, like health insurance and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, she got a lot of shit like that, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I walked in and I called her name and said, like, I'm gonna wait till your line dims down and shit, and she walks over to me, like, she doesn't have a fucking line wrapped around the building, and she goes, well, it's just me and Latrice here, and Latrice is not, I don't really consider Latrice a manager, because she literally just does grill and table, but she's still considered a manager, and she still does, like, she's paid the wages of a manager and everything, but she doesn't do interviews, she doesn't, like, discuss paperwork, she doesn't input shit in the computer, like, all she does is grill and table and get paid the wages of a manager. Well, that's how I see it. I mean, I don't work all the times, the same times that she does, so I don't know all the things she does, but every time I'm there, all she does is grill and table. But, yeah. and she doesn't really give anyone directions, or not that I've seen her do. So yeah, Maya walked over to me, and I was kind of surprised, like, dude, you have a whole fucking line, like, practically filling the parking lot at this point. Like, I didn't think she was gonna do that. So she was like, just tell me, what is it? I'm like, so I put my Taco Bell drink right in front of, like, where she couldn't see it. I was like, what do you think it's about? She thinks for a second, she's like, you're quitting. And I'm like, wow, that was fast. And she's like, God damn it. I was like, what, aren't you quitting soon too? She's like, yeah, I'm quitting the 18th. And I'm like, oh, dang, that's soon. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm putting my 2 weeks in this time. And she's like, yeah, but that doesn't really make much of a difference at this point. Like, we're so screwed. I'm like, well, not you anymore, really. So she's like, why are you leaving? And I was like, well, she's like, you're getting a job at Popeyes, aren't you? I'm like, why would you?
Popeyes?
Because there's a new Popeyes, or like a newer Popeyes right across the street. So when that grill person saw me walk across the street passing McDonald's from where my like street is, he thought I was going to Popeyes.
Oh.
So Maya's like, you just put in an application at Popeyes, didn't you? And I'm like, no, I would never work at Popeyes. I don't like their food. So she's like, then where? And I pointed to my drink, and she's like, oh. Like, that kind of makes sense. I'm like, yeah. So, she goes, I'll text Stephanie, but just to let you know, Steph or Becca are probably gonna, like, take you aside during the next shift to, like, talk you out of it. Or, like, attempt to, before they, like, finalize the 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay. I'm fine with that. So I thought, like, I was like, the next time I work is tomorrow. So that should work out. Since I told the person at Taco Bell that I would probably put my 2 weeks in tomorrow. Which would, in turn, be today. Or, you know, yesterday, whatever. So when I went into work, I was like waiting for
Alright, guys,
stuff to be
I'm
there. Neither of them
gonna
were
listen to
there.
her
It was
still, but
literally
I'm gonna end the
Kat
stream
the
here.
entire
If you
time.
guys
I
like,
think
give some
Maya was
subs,
there in the
subscribe to
beginning,
bell,
but
jump
she left.
notification. Shout out to Mr. Beast, Bionic,
But
Vlogger,
yeah, and,
Isabella.
I didn't talk to
Jim
I tried my
Mari.
best not to talk to
Shout out to
Kat.
all you guys for tuning
And,
in. I appreciate you
she
all.
put me straight
Hope
in
you guys all have an
window,
awesome
and I
night.
walked over to make a
We
McFlurry.
popped off
She
tonight.
goes over
But yeah,
to the, like,
hope you
making
guys all have an
ice
awesome
cream or
night. I will see you guys
whatever
all in
while
the
making
next
a
stream. And
McFlurry.
yeah,
We're
Chase
trying to, like,
out.
make
See you
something
guys
while I was
later.
over there.
And I don't know if I'm gonna
Literally,
stream
I
tomorrow,
didn't know
but
she
look
was
up.
walking up to me.
I will give
while
you
my
news
back
about.
was
I'm
turned
going to the
her.
doctor's tomorrow, see
Right
if I'm
next to
okay.
my motherfucking
Probably,
left ear,
but
man.
I'm probably
She
make a
goes,
video if something is
I'm
wrong, so
quitting.
you
Is
guys
that okay
know.
with you?
If there's no video,
I'm
then
like,
you know
what
I'm
the
okay.
fuck?
So bye.
Like, I didn't say shit, but I was just like,